So, what's next? What to do after you finish your personal statement writing? These are some of the suggestions that I can offer to you. Just as suggestions, you don't have to do this. If you think you have a really good English skills or if you're native speakers, go ahead. But this is some of the things that I would always encourage you to check. First, always do a grammar checks. The reason I'm telling you to do grammar checks, it's not that I am doubting your ability in speaking or writing English. It's just that even with native speakers, sometimes grammar can result in a convoluted meaning. So if you write a grammar in different ways and it's not in place, it could mean something quite different. So it's best to check, and this includes your capitals, punctuations, expressions, collocations, expressions. I put that both in sitting. Are they sitting on the right place, right? Do they sound okay when you read it, right? Do they sound that it makes sense, right? You don't have to be a native speakers, you just have to check whether the meaning is there and what you're trying to convey is conveyed properly with clarity. Now, clarity. So check your clarity. So how I do this back then is I sort of go through my friends who's pretty good at reading and also speaking. And when they read it, you can ask them whether the ideas that you write connects from one paragraph to another. Does it sound pretty easy to understand, even though they're coming from different fields of study, right? So clarity just means that you're quite disciplined in using vocabularies that are jargons, but also, you're thinking more about how can I convey this message as quickly as possible without loss of meaning, right? So tell that to your friends, give it to your friends, give it to someone else who's doing personal statement and see if they can understand what you mean right away, right? If they can understand it, click right away, then most likely your clarity is pretty decent. Now, check your cohesion and flow checks. Now, cohesion and flow checks just means that it sticks together really well when you read one paragraph to another and to another, right? It just clicks really well. And when you see the summary, it just brings everything together nicely. So when you read it, it becomes one cohesive piece. It becomes one understandable and hopefully easily perceivable piece, right? So when someone read this particular set of answer, can they connect well? Is one paragraph supporting the other, or are they like all over the place? Yeah. Last one is check your plagiarism. So if I would always suggest if you're doing something digital and you before submitting, always try to check whether you're doing this and whether there is a plagiarism check, right? I would recommend to get at least if you're using Turnitin something below 10%, right? This is not necessary, but when you want to check it, it's good to check before you're being accused of using AI or something like that, right? So if you're using AI assist programs, which I am it's not I don't I'm not against it, but I'm also not going to encourage it so much. So if you're using any AI assist, please do check this using plagiarism checks because sometimes they might flag it. Who knows, right? You want your writing to be reflective of who you are, but also authentic. Authentic just means that when they read that and when they interview you with a particular sets of answers, they know it's you, right? So it doesn't sound different. It doesn't sound weird, right? So you try to be yourself, your own style of writing, your own style of speaking. My tips is if you can write the way you speak concisely, then you're almost 70% there, right? Okay, so once you're done with this checklist, you can submit them or recheck them, go through again. But my suggestions is not to try to be so perfectionist about it. I know this is going to hurt some of you because I'm perfectionist as well. But essentially, what I'm trying to get into is there is no such thing as perfect, perfect, right? There's always going to be someone who's better above you, and having that humility to know that I'm doing my best is just enough, so you don't have that compulsion to think that mine is not good enough and not good enough. If you keep thinking that, then you're never going to submit. And, you know, that's that. So hopefully these tips can help you sort out your personal statement. And again, if you have any feedbacks, you can go straight into get in touch or go up and go to send your thoughts. I'll be there to support you, hopefully, when I have free times. But in the meanwhile, good luck with your process, and I'll see you again.